Alicia Powell reporting from Capitol Hill for TvAbraham. Welcome to Inside the Capitol. While Iran has dominated headlines and hearings for months, the Russia-Ukraine war keeps raging on. In recent days, Russia unleashed one of its biggest attacks in months, killing at least 8 civilians, including children. A Russian missile even crossed into Polish airspace. The Senate just advanced Lindsey Graham sanctioning Russia and Iran Act with overwhelming bipartisan support. It slaps 100% secondary tariffs on countries buying Russia oil and gas and targets Moscow's shadow tanker fleet. I asked senators whether this bill will finally bring the war to a close or just prolong it, given the U.S. has already spent $127 billion aiding Ukraine.
Okay.
Senator, now that the Graham-Russia sanctions bill cleared, when will the Senate finish it, and how long?
I have no idea. We should have finished it 2 weeks ago. Every time I brought it up, people told me, "Oh, the vote's soft." All we did was get 87 votes. We could have done this weeks ago, but we didn't, and we got to get it passed before, if we leave town, but we've got to go get it through the House. Now, for the first time since 2022, Putin is on his back foot, and the Ukrainians have him down, choking him. We need to help him choke him to death. That's all I got.
Thank you.
Between Russia and Ukraine comes to an end.
Again, predictions are worthless when it comes to Vladimir Putin. He is a criminal thug, a murderer, a cruel and despicable human being who has only one goal, which is to expand Russia to encompass the borders of the old Soviet Union, which means conquering not just Ukraine, but Poland, Finland, Sweden, a lot of other countries. And if he's not stopped permanently, he will continue to invade. So we need an agreement, not just a ceasefire or a stop to the fighting, but an agreement that preserves Ukraine's security. In my view, an Article 5 type of guarantee that an attack on Ukraine will mean NATO coming to Ukraine's end. I don't know when Putin will be willing to accept that kind of agreement. My preference has been, clearly, that we do this bill as we agreed with the White House. We had a deal. Darlene Graham has asked for a few changes, and I am going to be sounding out my colleagues about her ideas. And my main objective, my paramount goal here, is to make sure that we sanction Russia and stop the purchases of Russian oil and gas, mainly by China and India, that are fueling Putin's war machine. My goal is to help the people of Ukraine as they struggle against this slaughterous onset.
Now that Graham's Russia sanctions bill is passed, when will the Senate finalize it, and what enforcement do you think Congress should take to choke off Putin's oil money?
It can be both energy sanctions, it can be tariff-type sanctions, and I'm not. I need to take a deeper dive to see which are more effective. Thank you.
You know, Russia's brutality and aggression are unacceptable, and the United States, the American people, are steadfast in their support for Ukraine's valiant self-defense. There are concerns about some provisions in the bill related to executive tariff power that a number of members, including myself, share.
Do you think this stunts the access between China, Russia, and Iran, including the Iran sanctions that's in the Graham legislation? How does that impact things in the current war zone environment?
You know, the concerns that have been raised with respect to the delegation of tariff power to the executive are absolutely worthy of deep consideration by the Senate. The Constitution enumerates the tariff power as one belonging to the Congress. And we've seen over the last year the President recklessly and incompetently abuse his tariff power. And I think that that is the core of the issue that's animating some of this debate in the Senate, as well as some of the discussion between the Senate and the House right now.
Thank you, Senator.
Of course, my pleasure.
Does the Graham sanction bill actually bring the Ukraine-Russia war to a close, or is it prolong war?
Hopefully it will help. Hopefully it will help. Obviously, Ukraine is making great strides with their drone technology. So anything else that we can do that helps put more pressure on Russia, hopefully we'll end the war sooner, and that's what we want.
The U.S. has given Ukraine over $127 billion. Does the Graham sanction bill actually bring this war to a close?
I think it makes it much more likely that Ukraine will be successful. I'm less interested in bringing it to a close than in bringing it to a close properly.
The Senate's move on Russia marks a major escalation in pressure on Putin. The question now is whether these sanctions will finally force negotiations or simply extend bloodshed. Alicia Powell reporting from Capitol Hill for TvAbraham, inside the Capitol.